Hey everybody, how's it going? We're out here in the Time Cave and it's Monday, June 22nd. Well, over the weekend was a good weekend. Did some fun things. It was a little trying. I had slept wrong on Friday night, so I woke up Saturday morning with a tweak in my neck, and so I wasn't very mobile, so I didn't nearly do as much as I wanted. But, heating pads and all that stuff, and, I kind of got through it. Sunday I started feeling better. And then this morning I went to the chiropractor and got realigned, and that was necessary, so I'm feeling much better now. However, on Sunday we did go out to San Dimas and visit Mr. Steve Young. He's one of my followers and friends and fellow lantern collector, and I stopped by his place to blow out the air tubes on this thing. So you might say, you already did a completed video. Why are we doing this again? Well, unfortunately, on Friday night, when I was burning it, it was, as it warmed up, the flame went from a little, proper shape up to a peak. And when it starts smoldering like a dead flame, then you know that's not happy, that there's an air blockage or something's not combusting correctly. So, I decided to take it down there and we could hook his air compressor up to it and we can blow out the air tubes, which probably had some obstructions. We did, and I blew it all out inside here in the smoke bell up in the chimney there, and a lot of stuff came out. So I'm like, okay, great. He even kicked down this nice new wick. I had a newer wick in there, but it was a little thinner than this wick, so it didn't really have a snug fit. It was kind of loose, and I think maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe more air was coming up from there. I have no idea. I'm just guessing at this point. So we put this wick in there and we put it all back together, and it seemed to be burning right. However, it wasn't warm yet, but we sat there for a minute and watched it, and it seemed to be fine. I'm like, yay, it's fixed. Okay, so we get home later, and that evening, I light it just, as our evening ritual begins of watching Netflix or whatnot. I noticed that it was doing the peak thing. It started being disobedient again. It started burning poorly. And I'm like, really? Come on, man. I don't want to have to clean this globe. This thing gets dirty when it does that. It's not nice, and you don't want to burn them in the house when they're doing that, because you're smelling that and breathing that, and that's carbon monoxide. So when you burn a lantern inside, you want to make sure you're not only using a clean fuel. Kerosene is pretty clean, it's highly refined, but if your lantern's not burning properly, then you're going to be breathing that in. I always have a window open with a fan, so I got a cross ventilation, so I'm not sitting with the windows closed and the AC on. It's not what I do. I always make sure I have cross ventilation going on. Very important. However, this thing was not performing properly, so I doused it, and I said, okay, we're going to have to revisit this. So today, as you can see, I disassembled it. The other thing is globe plate. This little metal, here, I'll point it out to you. So this little metal bridge right between there, see that? And those two slots, well, there's cracks. There's cracks there and there. And when I attached the globe plate to this clip here, this handy dandy clip, and then I would lift it, it twisted that plate because of the cracks. So I cleaned it and sterilized it, and I put some JB Weld on there, and hopefully that holds. I hope that does, because I want it to be holding. Don't want it to be not holding. There. That's a little better looking. And then when it's dry, I will sand it down and clean it properly, and then it should be fine. JB Weld can work very well. Hopefully I used the proper methods to sterilize it. But it is an old globe plate. Hot rods. Yeah, our street has no stop signs on it, so they use it as a drag strip sometimes. Yeah. Anyhow, let's see. So this thing could be replaced, since it is an Embry product. I could find easily, well, not easily, I can put out my feelers with other collectors and see if they have any early 1900s, 1908, 1910 era Embry globe plates. And if they do, I can acquire one. But I'd rather not, since this is the original globe plate to this lantern. Now, one from the equal period, it didn't have to be one from the Norleigh Diamond brand name from, you know, the Shapley hardware. It just has to be a nondescript regular Embry globe plate, because that way it would actually match. They use the same ones. That's the only thing that's similar on this lantern is the globe plate. So yeah, if it all else fails, I can maybe try soldering it or you know, having it welded, or just find another globe plate, which would stink, but it's doable. So yeah, we'll see how this works out. There you go. So I cleaned the globe again, and I've further cleaned the burner cone, and I have also cleaned the burner itself better. It was quite dirty, and I made sure that was nice and clean, and I polished the base so it wouldn't have a chance to get stuck and rust in the cup again, the collar. But yeah, this thing is going to be a bit of a more of a project than I anticipated, but that's okay, because I want it to burn properly and safely, and you know, I want it to be healthy, and I want to be healthy too. So yeah, it's going to take a little more than I originally had thought, but it won't take much time, and we'll probably be burning it again tonight, so fingers crossed. Well, everybody, hope you guys had a great weekend. I am looking forward to another week. It's going to be warm. It's going to warm up this week. We've been having very mild June gloom weather in the mornings, and I love it because I can actually sleep in, and it's lovely, it's great, but, you know, it burns off, and then it gets hot. We've had maybe high 80s, low 90s, which isn't terrible. That's totally doable. That's very pleasant, but it's not going to last forever, folks. It's going to get hot really soon. So as soon as July rolls around, then it's going to be, you know, no holds bar, which is around the corner. That's right, July is knocking on the door. It wants in, and June is out. Can you believe how fast this month went? I can't. Anyhow, we could sit here and yammer on forever, but we won't. We'll save something for next time. Take care, and we'll see ya.